Come on, wake up. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I love it. I'm Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez. I want to thank you all so much for coming together. I want to thank Chief Tomlinson, of course, our Valley Bureau for LAPD, for fire. We've got EMD out here. We've got DOT. We've got Animal Services, our Department, our Forestry, and our CERT. And I hope I didn't miss anybody. But, I keep recollecting, I think one of the last, I've been at a command post here in Hansen Dam too many times that I care to recall. But it was 6 years ago that we recently celebrated the anniversary of the commencement of the La Tuna fire, which at the time I was 50 days into office. And at that time, it marked the largest wildfire in the city's history. And I remember that Labor Day weekend, some of the challenges that we experienced with the sensitive nature and the differences that we have here in our foothills community, with the equine keeping and large animals in this area, and of course it being a holiday weekend, we had a lot of traffic issues at the time because of some of the traffic calming efforts, which are important during everyday uses to slow down traffic. That in an emergency situation, we have to adapt quickly to help ensure the ingress and egress of the areas and the traffic is managed effectively. And so it was through those efforts that we learned some very important lessons, that we then recalibrated our approach for animal evacuation, for DOT collaboration, all of these things that we implemented sooner. And so we did that, and we unfortunately were forced to test that quickly thereafter with the Creek Fire. And so, we've learned a lot of lessons, but what we have also experienced, what we've been fortunate about through the silver lining of not having any wildfires that required mass evacuation, particularly during COVID, unfortunately what we have seen is a huge transition of some of the very same staff that was involved during those times. And it's why I wanted us to prepare with a drill for the command post, for learning some of the areas with so much transition in staff, with retirements that we've experienced and the new staffs in these roles. I thought it was really important for us to bring everybody together and run through some drills. You all know exercising these muscles are something that we don't always take for granted. Fire and police, EMD, you guys are accustomed to doing these emergency responses, but doing so in a coordinated fashion, knowing one another, who's now here in these roles, is critically important to assuring some real greater ease when we have to convene these types of events in emergencies. So the more we practice, just like we talk to the community about it, the more we practice, the better we're prepared. And we know that with all of the rains that we've had, we've just got more fuel in these hillsides, and we need to be better prepared. We need to be, I'm doing my part working in collaboration with EMD, working with CERT to prepare our communities for those potentially required mass evacuations. Because it was during the Creek Fire that nearly half of my entire district was evacuated. And so making sure that we are, coordinating with Rec and Parks, getting all these pieces ready to go, getting familiar with one another, exchanging each other's cell phones and everything, and even for my own staff. It's important for us to know how to better support you in these circumstances, what policies perhaps I might need to change so that we can adapt. It was one of the reasons why after even the Creek Fire, we looked at a heat map of where all the equine keeping is so that we can do even earlier notification and evacuation efforts for some of these large animal equine keeping areas, because we know they get in the way. If everyone's notified at the same time to leave, it just causes greater mass congestion on the streets. And so I'm really happy that we actually just secured in the last year's budget an additional trailer for horse evacs, and so we'll be doing more on that, working with Animal Services. But again, this is just, these drills are really important. You guys do drills all the time, but this is an important drill for us to do together so that we can be better prepared in the event of those large-scale emergencies. And we know it's just a matter of time. So I just want to say thank you for the work that you do for the City of Los Angeles each and every day. This represents the very best of the best of public safety, And I want to say thank you so much for working with me and my team to do this. I know it always feels like, oh, we got to do this again, but it's important. I know you all know it's important. This is part of your daily habit, but this is a daily habit that we need to exercise together. So with that, thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Tomlinson. There you are. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great one.
Thank you very much, Councilmember. And I'd like to bring up from the Angeles National Forest